Hello, welcome to Tidbits with Christina Williams, founder and CEO of Ahava Kopesh Productions. I'm so excited about my guest today. Today, I have with me Miss Stacey Fenner. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How have you been this week?
I've been hanging in
You've been
there.
hanging in
I've
there?
had better days, but I've been hanging in there.
Good.
Allergies are getting the best of me.
I know how that is.
Yeah.
I have them myself. So today I'm just going to ask you just a few questions just about your different business adventures as being an entrepreneur. So first of all, who inspired you to become an author?
I want to say Terry McMillan.
Oh,
Yeah. Reading Terry McMillan, reading her books, and always having I just always loved to write, and reading her books kind of really made me kind of dive into the industry.
oh, got you. So when did you start? Was there like a particular age or was it like later on in life?
Later on in life, but I've been writing all my life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I always did exceedingly well in writing. Even when I went to college, like my professors would always say, I'm going for accounting.
Oh, well.
They're like, you sure? What's your major? And I said, accounting. You sure you don't want to go for like creative writing or something? I said, no, I'm going for accounting because I was already working in that field.
Gotcha.
So in order, I needed to further myself in the field, so
Gotcha.
I needed that degree.
Yeah.
And I love doing what I do too, as far as accounting. But my passion was writing.
Writing. Gotcha.
So I didn't pursue it until later on in life.
Okay. So, what can you tell the people about your journey being an author? There's a lot, huh? So, I mean, just pinpoint, like, I guess the more important factors of being an author.
A lot of trial and error. You have to really do your research. Originally, I had signed with a publisher, and that worked out great to a certain extent. I owed them 3 books, so my first 3 books, A Toxic Love Affair, Part 1, 2, and 3, I gave it to them, and then I got out of that deal, publishing deal. It wasn't a great deal at all that I had signed up for, but I knew I needed readers.
Gotcha.
And they were gonna do all the marketing. I didn't realize that I had to also market myself too on top of it.
Gotcha.
So it was a learning experience. So for me, that's when I decided that it was kind of time for me to self-publish. Because everything they were doing for me, I could do for myself. And I wouldn't have to give them the majority of the profit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say I hurried up and wrote them 3 books, but yeah, I hurried up and got them 3 books out the way. Like I said, I have a degree in accounting, so the numbers wasn't adding up in my favor.
Right.
So I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be doing this for too much longer, and then went and self-published and did everything myself. So it's important that if you don't have a following, you might need a publisher to help you get that following. But once you get a nice little following, you're going to have your readers that are dedicated. So no matter what you put out, they're going to read it.
Gotcha. So you're basically just saying that you have to invest in yourself in order to put yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
How has the pandemic affected you being a writer? Like, this is a new day in time and everything was just wacky and crazy last year. Did it affect you negatively or positively as an author?
I'm not going to say as an author, no, because then it just gave me more time to write,
yeah,
and really tap into more of my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
But so that was positive. What was negative was the filming part.
Gotcha. So you do film along with your writing
Yeah,
all the time, or do you just pick certain books?
No, I'm still trying to film this one from Commandments of a Female Hustler. I'm still.
Which, by the way, people, I was a part of that, which was fun. Y'all have to read our series for Commandments of a Female Hustler. It's a very awesome series. It's very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So yeah, because we had to stop filming,
Gotcha.
and I was like, we're in this pandemic, we can't film. Blase. So that was the negative. But then after a while, I was like, we just sitting around doing nothing. So I had to talk to the cast, talk to the film crew, and I was like, do y'all mind filming in the pandemic? And everybody was with it.
Okay.
So we filmed all throughout this pandemic.
Awesome. Yeah. And just so you know, Stacey was always first.
Yes, definitely. Temperature check.
Yeah.
Mask on. Only the people that didn't have masks on were the ones that were actually, if they were in that scene.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So do you have any services that you currently offer being an entrepreneur?
I don't.
You don't? Not right at this moment. Okay. Do you plan on expanding into that? Or do you think you'll just be more so just individual author, film writer, all of that good stuff?
Individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, as a newbie, a beginner entrepreneur that is coming into the entertainment field, period, what would you say, or what kind of advice would you be able to give them in order to operate a successful business, just from your experience?
From my experience, yes, you really, like I said, you have to do your research, know what you're getting into. When I got into the film industry, I had no idea what anything entailed. So I made every mistake there is to make. Every mistake, because I did not know. I just woke up and said, oh, I'm going to film.
Right.
I want to see one of my books come to the limelight. So I'm going to get these people to act in this, and I'm going to hire me somebody to film this, and, and we're going to go out here in these streets, and we're just going to do it. It don't work that way.
It does. Oh man, that is so funny.
When I tell you there is no mistake that I did not make on this journey, there is none. That's why we're into 4 years and I still have not gotten this off the ground. Well, I'm not going to say I haven't. I finally just finished. Finally getting ready for a premiere party and all of that. But it was a lot of trial and error because I was totally ignorant to how this industry works. So I learned the hard way. My advice to anybody is do your research.
You heard her. Do your research, people.
Know what educate. Know what you're getting yourself into and what everything entails, because it's a whole book in itself. Wow. I got a whole series just on
mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would say it paid off because it's coming out okay, and I really, like I said, I really enjoyed Commandments of a Female Hustler. So, all right, people, we're about to take a quick break. We're about to go to our 30-second trivia, but we'll be right back. Hello, guys. It's your fun fact for today. Did you know that the original idea of the Walk of Fame came from a guy named E.M. Stewart in 1953? A whole 7 years before construction. A whole 7 years. Bet you didn't know that. That's your fun fact for today. See you later. All right, guys, we're back. It's time for the 30-second trivia. Basically, how this is going to work is I'm just going to ask you a question and you just answer it to the best of your abilities. Okay. So your first question is, who is one of the greatest authors of all time? A. William Shakespeare. B. Nicki Minaj. Or C. Stacey Fenner. So what is your answer?
See? No. No.
Yay! It's okay if you say yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna say me.
Yes. Great answer. Who is the most popular author ever?
That I don't know. I'll just throw something out to Jackie Collins. I read all of her books.
Well, the most popular one is Agatha Christie. She estimated 2 to 4 billion sales.
Wow.
And she's in the Guinness Book of World Records. She's the best-selling novelist. All right, and your last question is, who was the first African-American author? Or I should say, who is listed as the first African-American author?
Wow. I don't know that.
That's okay.
I have no idea.
It's William Wells Brown. He wrote the first novel, and it was between 1814 to 1884.
Wow.
I know.
Oh.
He was the first African-American author.
Oh.
Well, guys, I know. Everyone learned new things during this 30-second trivia. Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on to a few more questions. Do you believe honesty is the best policy in your line of work, both being an author and filmmaker?
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And why would you say that?
Because it's best to be upfront with people.
Okay. Great.
Because you're taking advantage of people's time, talent.
Yes.
You need to let everybody know from the gate what you got going on and how you is. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Just be honest, because they'll respect you in the long run.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Have you ever had any problem actors or crew members? And if so, how did you deal with it?
Fire! No, yes.
Well, before you fired them, how did you deal with that? Did you give them a chance, or?
Oh yeah, because I'm too lenient. Too lenient. I've learned that was one of my processes that I had to learn.
Gotcha.
That you can't waste a whole lot of time either, because I wasted a whole lot of time on people that just didn't get it, and it wasn't because of a lot of it wasn't because of talent. They had the talent,
right?
But like I say, in order to be in this industry, it's going to take more than your gift.
Oh yeah.
You have to be on time.
Yes.
You have to be professional. You cannot show up 3 hours later, especially on my dime, and then expect to still be a part of this production when I've already told you several times that we can't have this. And everybody has things that come up. Life happens. And I definitely understand that. But when life starts to happen a little too much and you're holding up my progress and everybody else's progress,
right.
And you're taking advantage of time, which is something none of us can get back.
Exactly.
You can't get back the next second. So I have learned to not waste a whole lot of time on people. Either you're with it or you're not. So that definitely, yes, that's how I deal with them. So now I just say, bye, you're not going to make it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So would you say you've progressed in your career? as expected now, or are you still trying to figure it out?
I don't know. I'm not trying to figure out anything.
Okay.
I've done all of that already.
Yep. That's really good because some people they take a while.
Yeah. Some people don't learn.
They don't
keep
learn.
making the same mistakes over and over and over again, and I'm not one of them. I don't want to make the same mistakes over and over and over again.
Got you. So basically, it's safe to say that you progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So this last question before we go. Were you able to find other ways to continue to build your brand?
As far as
as far as you learning about everything over time, did you come up with any other ideas to continue to progress, I should say? Like, was there any other ideas that you came up with to put yourself out there, to create things? Like, was there anything else that you came up with?
Well, for the most part, marketing is huge. If you don't market well, nobody's going to know who you are, what you have going on, or anything. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now, finding people that are also about their business, and I'm being very smart. I'm doing my research. I'm checking out these marketers. I need to know what you have going on. What have you done for this one? What have you done for that one? Because you can tell me anything, but I need to see what your numbers look like. So that's just what I've learned and where I'm progressing at as far as with my brand.
With your brand. Awesome. So can you please tell the good people where they can follow you or find out about you?
At author Stacey Fenner. I'm sorry, that's Facebook. Facebook is author Stacey Fenner. Instagram is author Stacey Fenner. Twitter is at sfenner1. Also, I'm on Amazon. Author Stacey Fenner. All my books are there. I also have a YouTube channel, Author Stacey Fenner, and Commandments of a Female Hustler. What's up here? That's it. And www.authorstaceyfenner.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh,
and guys, oh my gosh, don't forget to check her out. She is an awesome individual. You won't be let down. She's just so awesome, and I love her. Thank you again. And that concludes Tidbits with Christina Williams. And I will see you later.